Well, Benedict Johnson has headed his way over to Chicago, and the Lions now need a new offensive coordinator. I've got three guys that I think could be up for the job. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Mike Payton from A to Z Sports Detroit, and today we're going to talk about who could potentially be the next Lions offensive coordinator. Obviously, we joked at the beginning, Benedict Johnson, all this. Johnson wanted that job. It was a good job for him. It was the right job for him. Congrats to him. We'll see where it goes, and let's just hope that the Lions make him regret it this coming season. Anyways, I've got three guys that could potentially fill that spot. I'm going to go two guys that are already on the coaching staff inside the building, and I'm going to go with one guy that is sort of an outsider but has some connections. So let's start with Tanner Engstrand. He's been the guy that everyone thinks is going to be the OC. He's been anytime you ask, like, who's going to back up Ben Johnson? Who's going to be the next guy? It's almost always Tanner Engstrand. He is the passing game coordinator for the Lions. He's been working with Johnson these last 3 seasons. He's been someone that's kind of been an up-and-comer in the coaching world, had a few interviews last year for offensive coordinator roles. Seahawks were one of them. Seahawks really seem to want to have that Lions offense. That's why they now are welcoming back Hank Fraley for his second interview for that offensive coordinator job. So Seattle's looking to do what they're going to do. Engstrand, now it seems like, there's a chance that he could wind up in Chicago as the Bears OC. There's certainly some rumblings about that. There's rumblings about him winding up somewhere else. I don't know where he's going to wind up, but he is, at this moment, is a candidate, is still in Detroit. We'll see what happens with him. The next one, and this is the guy that I think is ultimately going to get the job. It's assistant head coach / running backs coach, Scotty Montgomery. This is a guy who is a leader of men, very much like Aaron Glenn, very much like Dan Campbell. If you watch the little hype video that the Lions put out before their game against Washington, you saw a coach who was, giving a speech to the team about the importance of the game. That was Scotty Montgomery. You've seen him in probably a million other, speeches that make you have goosebumps. Like, that's the type of coach that he is. Plus, he continues on with the terminology and the philosophy and everything that this Lions offense wants to be, and that's a run-first offense. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, like, this is their guy. This is their right-hand man out there. This is the guy that's been running the Lions' run game for the last 2 seasons, and you've seen what has happened. So there's a really good chance that he could just walk right into that role. Has a good, has a good following. The team loves him, and he fits with the philosophy. So I think that's possibly what they wind up doing. And then the outside guy, kind of a reach here, but on Monday, Dan Campbell, in his last presser of the season, talked about Jared Goff having some input into what this offensive coordinator search was going to be. And that kind of brought up the name Shane Waldron. Now, you might know Shane Waldron as he was the Bears offensive coordinator that got fired way too fast this past season. But he's also someone that's been in the league for a while. Most notably, he was Jared Goff's quarterback coach, passing game coordinator while he was with the Rams, while he had his big 2018 season. That big year from Goff helped Shane Waldron get, bigger jobs elsewhere. So there's connectivity there. There's, this guy knows how to get the best out of Goff. He is also someone that Goff, like I said, has a rapport with. So there's a possibility that they bring him in for an interview. But right now, if I had to guess, gun to my head, I'm going Scotty Montgomery as the Lions offensive coordinator. And I think that is just a really good way to go. A really good, it's not a step up necessarily, but it's definitely not a step down. It's kind of a lateral step. I think he's a great coach and he'll work out just fine, but we'll see where it goes. Until then, we'll talk to you next time.